Welcome to another episode of the Pet Show. My name is Ashley, and with me today I have Bethlehema. Welcome to the show. And for the first time with us, we have Shekina. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Today we're going to be talking about an unfortunate incident that happened where a stampede in a premises where a church organized some goodwill for the community. It was quite an unfortunate situation. We're going to get right into the conversation in a minute. We'll be right back.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Tharv Media give life to your dreams. Tharv Media, a slice of infotainment.
Welcome back. Before we get into the conversation, we'd like to show you a footage from the incident, and please, the footage is slightly sensitive, so watch with caution.
People are dying like fowl. Go doctors now.
I wish Pusherman to make this money. Pusherman to make this money in the heart. Why? My God. Why today, God?
Welcome back. Shekin, I would like to start with you. You're a member of the King's Assembly. Can you just briefly explain to us what the event is about?
Okay, like we invite people that are not members of the church.
Okay.
They should come and shop for free.
Okay.
Like, shop whatever you want. Like I keep hearing only food items. No, there are clothes, shoes for both kids and adults.
Okay.
Generators, TVs, like sewing machines. Like just come.
Is it completely free or at a discounted price?
Completely free.
So how does the church gather all these items? Are they donated?
By only members.
Okay.
Only the members of the King's Assembly.
Okay, and how long has it been going on for?
Since 2014. That's about
8 years? Okay. I'd like to come to you, Bethlehem. You heard what happened, right? According to the news, is that people got there a day before, waiting for the event. Yes. And I heard as at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., the place was already choked. That's outside. People were already waiting. And by 6 a.m., for some reason, they had to open this small gate for some group of persons that are not even involved in whatever was happening to pass through the gate. Then the crowd waiting for this event started to rush towards that gate and force themselves in, and that was when the stampede happened. So in your own opinion, do you think there's something the church could have done to avoid this from happening?
Well, I don't like to talk just in this kind of sensitive situation. I don't like to just air my personal opinion.
Okay.
Because I wasn't there. I don't know how the setup was like. So I can't really say what the church didn't do right.
Okay.
But what some people are saying is that there wasn't proper crowd control and all of that.
Okay.
But if that is the case, then maybe that was where the church failed. But if it was, then I think it's a tricky one, because this has been happening for 8 years now, and why is it now? That does it mean that things are really that bad? I think it calls for a rethink on different levels.
Okay. Do you think, as a member, do you think there's something your church could have done differently?
No.
Okay. Like you said, it's been happening for 8 years.
No record of deaths, not even scratches on anyone.
But this is the first time it's happening outside the church premises.
We're on Stadium Road, so we used to use the park.
Okay.
Opposite.
But I think this is the biggest. People were a lot more aware of it. Yes. And I think there was more publicity this year than last year.
The publicity has been there, but the crowd last year, and Pastor was like, he needed to make it easy for everyone.
Okay.
So instead of causing traffic from I don't know if you know where my church is located, 58 Tombia extension. Instead of causing traffic from the beginning, from my church down to Ikwe Road and from my church down to Jare Junction, why not he get that open space?
Yeah.
Which can accommodate, like, that is the biggest space we have in Port-harcourt for shows.
Yeah.
Where a lot of celebrities come and we have shows there. So Pastor was like, okay, let's use the place.
Okay. It's like it's really an unfortunate situation.
Sorry, I think if the reason for the bigger space was because of crowd, saying that last year the crowd was more, if anything, if you're thinking logically, I think if there was going to be a stampede based on poor planning, it should have been last year,
not this year. Yes.
With the planning and everything.
Yes.
The security, as in my church is more secured, number one. Like Polo Club, they have dual fence and people are jumping, scaling through it.
The fence,
You can't do that.
Yeah, the church premises, yes.
So I just feel, I don't want to say it's a mistake.
Yeah.
I don't want to use the word, but...
Well, in my own opinion, I think that the church did their best. And to think that it didn't happen while the event was going on. It happened just for them to enter through the gate, just for people to pass through the gate. And it wasn't time. This thing happened 3 hours before the main event was supposed to start. So even if the church had employed every firm, every crowd control firm you can think of, they won't be on site by that time because it's still early hours of the morning. So I don't think the church should be blamed. But do you think it's the church's responsibility to pay for, medical bills for people that were injured, burial and all of that? Do you think it's the church, Bethlehem?
Honestly, since it wasn't time for the event, I think if we're speaking realistically, I don't think it's the church's obligation, but I think maybe out of goodwill they could help out where they can.
Okay.
But saying that they have to do it, I don't think so. But Nigerians, and once it's a church thing, they're always kind of biased. Yeah,
and that brings me to my next question. I'm starting with you. Why do you think people are coming for the church the way they are? Like, you see comments online, some people are even saying, oh, it's something spiritual, he did it on purpose, he's renewing his jazz, and that they should lock down the church, blah blah blah, and stuff like that. And we know that I saw it just last night on news that Stampede happened earlier this year in the same city of Port-harcourt, and we didn't hear anything about it, probably because maybe the number of people that died or got wounded or whatever is not up to this, or maybe because a church is not. We know how people react to anything church. So why do you think it's like that? Why do you think churches always get that backlash, whatever they do?
I just feel it's Nigerian mentality. Like we
like using churches as scapegoats.
True.
Yeah, that's true. But like you said, that it has been happening. And something like this has never, ever happened. But do you think it's enough reason to stop it? Like, cancel it, never again?
I don't think so.
Okay. And now we can't have this conversation and not bring up the government, right? We have to be honest with ourselves. The only reason why they had that much crowd is because there is hunger in the land. People are starving. People are struggling to, get their daily bread. And when you hear of an opportunity where you can get anything you want for free, of course, people will run out. Unfortunately, some people came out with all their children. Maybe they didn't have who to leave them at home with and all that. So, do you think the government has some part to play in what happened?
Definitely. If anything, it's a wake-up call for the government. They should see the level of suffering of people, because if people had things provided for, okay, it's been happening for years.
Yeah.
So to tell you that for the fact that this happened now, that means it's getting worse.
Yes.
So it should be a wake-up call. It's not a good one. It's not nice, but it's happened, and they should really sit down and have a rethink.
Yeah.
It's not just.
Yeah. Do you also think the government has a role to play? And I saw that they are going to investigate this situation. Are they investigating the church, or are they investigating just the incident, like what led to it, who to blame? Like, do you think government, they want to investigate just so that they can see someone to blame, or why do you think the need to investigate is?
I don't think it's necessary, but I'm sure they are just doing eye service, letting it look like they heard people died in River State, and they are keeping quiet and all that. Because what the pastor did was, what government is supposed to do. Like, he took their responsibility. He volunteered to take the government's responsibility. But unfortunately, it happened.
Yeah.
So I just think government will just come out and just talk, but
yeah. This has been a sensitive conversation. Like, I'm having goosebumps through everything we've talked about, but we'll continue with this conversation in a minute. We'll be right back.
Have you registered for your permanent voter's card? I mean, your PVC. There is a Nigeria we all seek, a place where love, peace, security, and unity can reign supreme.
Waste no time. We want a country where peace and justice will be the order of the day.
Unfortunately, there's a problem. One big challenge this generation has to solve.
Our country cries for help every day. We need able and capable hands to lead and direct.
These capable hands can be you. Have you gotten your PVC? Have you registered for the ongoing voting process? Don't say your vote does not count. Yes, it does.
Have you gotten your PVC? Your apathy towards Nigeria's electioneering process will further inhibit our collective growth and development as a nation. Your refusal to participate and engage will keep us at a standstill. So be intentional.
I have my PVC. Your votes, your voice would go a long way in preventing absolute destruction of this country and the future of our children, the hope of tomorrow.
The 2023 Nigerian elections are just around the corner. Go out and get heard. Don't forget, your vote, your voice.
This message is proudly brought to you by THAV Media Limited.
Welcome back. So I want us to talk about this thing on a from a bigger perspective, right? Let's go back to 2020. We saw what happened with palliative, COVID-19 palliative, that some government officials allegedly, kept away for themselves. And in some states, when people found out where the location was, stampede happened, people lost their lives and things like that. We did not get this kind of backlash, or the government did not get this kind of backlash that the church is getting now. So I want you to briefly talk to me about, where you stand with the government. We're not talking about them helping the masses right now. We're talking about them hoarding what is meant for the masses. Like, they are not taking it a step further by keeping away what is meant for the masses. How do you feel about that?
Okay, that is sad, annoying, and irritating. Now, the government, they can basically do whatever they like. And the funny thing is, they don't hide it. Like, they do what they want to do openly and boldly, and they get away with it. I mean, okay, after just maybe small talk and trends on Twitter, so the government did the whole palliative thing, and it was just like a trend, and even turned to I think it was now a joke. And
I think some people sang about it, some artists sang about it.
It ended that way.
Yes.
But the church is trying to help the government do what they're supposed to do in a way, and an accident happens, and the church is getting all the backlash. I don't know why Nigerians are this way. I don't know why they seem to have something against churches. Religion, especially churches. Yes. I want us to stick to churches for a while. We all hear what a lot of churches do for the community. We have some churches that provide free education. We have churches that send people for training, for technical training, pay school fees, job opportunities. Yes, I mean, every church has an office that they employ people, they get paid, they provide accommodation. There are some churches that sponsor weddings, that just come, we'll pay for everything, just come and get married and all of that. But why do you think people are not satisfied? We have individuals that spend money recklessly. Yes, it's their money, but you see how they spend it on social media. You see how they go for parties and just spray money recklessly while there are hungry people around them. There's someone in their community that cannot even get a meal. But you don't see people going after that kind of person. But if a church that is already doing as much as they can just tries to maybe buy a private jet, or the pastor buys a new car or whatever, they start attacking the church. Why do you think this keeps happening? Like, what do you think is our problem as citizens that we keep going after churches? I'll start with you.
This one, I think The problem here is our own mentality.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay.
Like,
but sometimes the attacks are from Christians.
yes, it's our mentality. That's how we feel. We think like what we think as Christians is that we just think we should remain at a level, as in if you're a Christian or you're a pastor, you shouldn't grow to a certain extent.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
So that's why I just say it's our mentality.
Yeah. Do you have a different opinion?
I agree with her. It actually starts from the mentality of the people. I think for some reason it has been subconsciously or unconsciously inculcated in our minds, in their minds, because I'm not inclusive, that being a Christian somehow is synonymous with being poor.
Poor, yeah. Yes.
So when a Christian is well-to-do, any pastor that's living large is church money.
Yeah.
It's people's tithe.
Yeah. But I think we also forget that being a pastor is a job. You get paid for being an accountant. You get paid for being a doctor. So why shouldn't a pastor get paid? And the unfortunate truth is that some pastors have side hustles. They have things that they do to give them extra money. Then that's your offering is not what is only feeding the pastor. The fact that you have a chair to sit down on in church, the fact that generator comes on while you're in church, the fact that your microphone is working, you have drum sets and all of that. But people just see that their tithe is going to the pastor's car. Their tithe is what is paying for the pastor's children's school fees. So it's really crazy. But I want to bring us back to the unfortunate incident that happened. They said some people came out with more than one child, right? Can you explain to me, I want you to start as a mom, can you explain to me why you think a mother, yes, hungry, desperate, will come out with her children? The video I saw some kids as young as 5 already dead. Why do you think a mother will come out with her young children to get these things?
Okay, in my own opinion,
yeah,
I think it's wrong. Like, very, very wrong.
Okay.
Why would you come out with your child? Like, I want to think out of the box now. I think it's greed. Like, you want your child to get this, shop for free.
Yeah.
Maybe now this mother wants her child to
be
get this
somewhere
clothes.
else, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
I know they tag them. If she comes alone,
yeah,
maybe she'll be able to get only
one thing.
Maybe
Okay.
food stuff, but maybe she needs this child
to go.
She needs
Yeah.
this child to get a t-shirt,
Yes.
and a gown, or a gown,
Yeah.
or something. So I just feel it's greed.
Yeah.
Like, King's Assembly cannot feed the whole Nigeria.
Cannot even feed the whole state.
Not even the whole GRA.
Yes.
We cannot.
Yes.
But we Nigerians are greedy. Like, we want to
collect everywhere.
everything.
Yes.
And if we were, this stampede would have been avoided if everyone has understanding.
Okay.
Like the gates, like you said, like I'm just hearing that from you, that they opened the gate for another event.
Yeah, yeah.
If everyone was orderly going in
one by one
after the other, one after the other, it would have been avoided.
Yes.
But now everyone is blaming the
Yes, I want to talk about this.
For a program that is to start by 9,
yeah,
and this is 6 a.m.
Yes, I want to talk about the fact that I said, people are not entering orderly. This, how does stampede happen? One person falls, and people start stepping, then another person falls, and like that. So Bethlehem, talk to me about, as humans, I think stampede comes from a place of greed, like she said. I mean, wait your turn. I'm passing through the gate. I fell. Help me up and let me pass. So what do you think is wrong with we humans? Yes, they are hungry, we lack food, shelter, and all of that. But should we throw away our sense of humanity away?
Well, it's a sad fact, but humanity is gradually dying. Everybody is out for themselves. This is a clear-cut example because, like you've already said, if a stampede is one person falling down and everybody literally stamping on them.
Yes.
So if you're side by side with someone, the person falls down, and you even think that you should, okay, let me help you up, and the next person falls and you help up, and everybody doesn't feel, oh, I just have to get in and go get what I have to get for myself. I think it could have been avoided, but this is on a whole different level because talking about the mentality of the average person, and the mentality of the average person is to look after themselves. The world is gradually getting more selfish every day. Everybody just wants I, me, and myself.
Yeah.
And it's not nice at all.
Okay. My last question as we round up, I want us to focus on this humanity thing. How can, because aside from this situation, you even see amongst ourselves, you see people do greedy things. I experience it when driving. I feel like people drive based on their personality. I'm also going somewhere. Why do you think where you're going to is more important than where I'm going to? That you start driving recklessly just so that you can overtake. And so people don't care about other people anymore. They're just focusing on themselves. So what do you think as individuals we can do, especially as mothers or someone, a role model, you have younger ones looking up to you? What do you think we can do as humans to, restore some atom of kindness and humanity back to our surroundings? That's the much we can do.
I just think it starts from me and you.
Okay.
Like, just be kind.
Okay.
Like, we cannot change everyone. We have different faces, different upbringings.
Yeah.
It's just take it upon yourself. I want
to be kind.
Good. I want to be kind. I want to help my neighbor.
What do you have to say about that?
Like she said, it starts from you.
Yes.
First of all, accepting that I want to be this way. It's not going to be easy, especially in this modern day world.
Yeah.
But if you decide that, okay, I want to practice what I preach, not just say it, but show it.
Yeah.
Most times people tend to learn from your acts than your words. So when you show the average person kindness, that person would gradually, eventually also want to reciprocate that kindness.
Yeah.
So rather than just say, or just complain and be like, oh, after all, I can't change everybody. Yes, you can't, but you could start by effecting change on people around you, your family, friends, and all of that.
Yeah. This has been a touching conversation. I'm surprised I put myself together through this conversation. Our heart goes out to the families that lost one or two persons. We sympathize with them, and we pray that God gives them the strength to go through this loss, and all the backlash the church is getting, we also hope for God's grace, especially on the pastor through this time. And like my guest said, kindness starts with you. You have to stop thinking just about yourself. Whatever religion you are, whatever faith you believe in, you have to know that love should come first. You should always think about the next person. You can't just be selfish and thinking about yourself all the time. Thank you so much for watching this video. We'll see you in our next episode. Bye.